slick. I couldn't see through it. We had to take it slow. But little did I know, while I did my best to keep us alive, you were dying out there on the West Coast. And the blue and red lights looked so bright in the fog, with no seatbelts on and an expired license plate. That Vermont State policeman must have known what was to come. He took it easy on us and he let us drive away. And the road seemed to go on forever that night, and the hour kept getting late. All the cell phone towers that we drove past had a grim look on their face, 'cause they knew what they had to do, but they didn't want to break the news. It's an awful job that no one wants to do. Kept awake by crazy dogs, too much baking powder used. I had 7 missed calls, so I knew that it was bad, bad news. I went to the van, taste of metal in my mouth, played that message back again and again, just hoping that I heard it wrong somehow. And the people on the streets, they stared at me as I stared off into space, like a statue in the backseat, like a coffin in the grave. I said frozen in pearl.